say, so I will go my way. I really hope you'll pray, 'cause this is not the last day. We've come so far, and now we pay the price, so don't even cry.
Personnel? What just happened?
I wonder what that is for.
Device prime! Keep an eye on door!
What is that? What the f is that?
One shot, one kill.
Operation Health is basically a 3-month period of time that we're going to be taking in order to fixing and repairing the game.
Pack your stuff tight and make it waterproof.
A really big f***ing hole coming right up.
Oops. Give your meat a good old rub.
Why are we still here?
NANI?!
Alright, voice got to ace. Never mind.
It's a brutal, dangerous world out there. But I found my way. Chaos is my home. And I'll make sure you never escape it.
Hey everybody, manage your roster and more. If you want to know more, there's a link in the video description. A little bit more vulnerable, but she's going to be a very fast mover. She's got a couple of really strong weapons for her loadout. Let's take a look at those. So first up is the Scorpion SMG. This thing absolutely melts people. It has a 50-round extended magazine as default, an incredibly high rate of fire, and it's pretty accurate. Given that very high rate of fire, I'm going to recommend putting on the recoil compensator and balancing that out with a foregrip. On the flip side, her shotgun is pretty good too. It's semi-automatic, magazine fed, so it will reload quickly. It does decent damage, and it even has the option for an extended barrel, preserving that damage over range, something that shotguns often struggle with. Either of these weapons are really good, but my edge is going to go to the SMG, the Scorpion with the 50-round magazine, and the high rate of fire is just going to melt anybody in your path. She's also the first operator to have a red dot sight attached as part of the default loadout on her pistol. Even attaching the laser sight on there winds up looking a little unique as she gets a green laser to offset the red dot sight. For gadgets, Ella can choose between either impact grenades or barbed wire. I'm going to give an edge to the impact grenades. She's a very quick moving operator, and having the ability to make holes in walls or drop out trapdoors and things like that is going to give her a lot of flexibility in moving around the map with that high speed that she has. Now let's talk about her gadget. Ella is equipped with 4 proximity concussion mines. These things can be tossed out just about anywhere. They will stick to a surface if it's on the floor, the ceiling, the wall, wherever. The devices can be picked up again once they're redeployed as long as it's not out of reach. They work on proximity line of sight. As long as a target gets within the range of it, which is actually a healthy couple of meters, then it will instantly detonate. It's an automatic device. There's no manual trigger to this. It can be used as either a pre-placed trap or something you can toss out as needed in response to things as they're happening. It only takes a second or so for it to arm once it impacts, so it can still be very effective when you get pinched. When the concussion grenade goes off, it gives an effect somewhat similar to Echo's drone blast. You get sort of this swimmy vision, some disorientation, a bit of a color tint to the screen. Makes things a little bit hard to see when you're trying to react to a situation. Unlike the Echo drone, it doesn't matter if you keep moving or you stay still, the effect will last the same amount of time. As mentioned, it does have a few meter area of effect on it, and while that's great for range of attackers, you do also have to be careful that you yourself don't get caught up in that. This is not a team-specific gadget. It will affect attackers and defenders equally if they're in the area of effect. Now, she does carry 4 of these that she can throw wherever she wants to. However, she does carry a 5th on her. This one cannot be thrown out. It doesn't even show up in the ammo count. It is only available when she is put into a down but not out state. She can set it off and disorient any attackers that might be coming to finish her off. Once it's set, it doesn't matter the speed of the operator running through it. Even if you have a fast operator like Ash, they cannot sprint past it before it goes off. You're still going to be caught in that area of effect. Ella works as a really great counter to Monty specifically. If he walks through a door fully extended and triggers one of the concussion mines, it will automatically retract his shield. This will expose his legs and head, opening him up for the kill. The trap doesn't even have to be pre-placed and behind the shield for this to work. Even if it lands in front of the shield, it will still force the shield animation to cancel, retracting it and making him vulnerable for the kill. This is particularly disorienting from his perspective because with the vision effects that are applied to the screen, it isn't necessarily obvious what's happening. If you look on the side, you can sort of see that the pistol comes up and the shield retracts, but if you're not paying attention, you think you're holding that button down, and you're really not, so be careful of that. Monty isn't the only one that gets affected by this. Really, anybody that has an animation that can be canceled and interrupted mid-process will also be affected. So as you can see here, Thermite is placing the charge on the wall. He is canceled mid-animation. Likewise, if you have Jackal's visor engaged and you're trying to track footsteps when you step into the area of a proximity mine, it's going to actually turn off the visor. You can try to turn it back on all you want, but until the effect clears, you cannot re-enable that device. It's also possible to set these up as traps for anybody that's trying to breach a wall. So what you're going to do is look for a wall that has the vertical beam running through it. You need that for support because you're going to have to place the mine in there so that it is facing horizontally. So make a hole on one side large enough to accommodate the mine and then just punch a hole or two through the wall. You just really need like a melee size hole. It just has to establish line of sight. That's all it needs to do. Once you've done that, go ahead and put up your reinforced wall. And now if somebody steps up to it from the other side to place a thermite charge on it, it will go off and stun them. You don't need to do this on just walls that have been reinforced though. You can create a trap like this in any section by making a small hole in one side and then opening it up so you can toss the mine in there. When an attacker moves close enough to that hole, as long as there's line of sight from where the mine is to where the attacker winds up passing it, it will still detonate. This even holds true for things like drone vents. In this example, we're on Canal. We've put a mine on the other side of the drone hole here. It's not inside of it, it's actually just on the other side of the wall. And I'm going to try to run through this area, sprinting quickly. I know it's there. I'm going to sprint through quickly, stay as far off to the left side as I can, try to skirt that as wide as possible. But no matter what I do, I'm still caught in the mine's area of effect. Just getting close to that drone vent hole is enough to set that off. Another thing you can do is recess it into the floorboards. So if you go ahead and break these open, you can actually toss this down into the little gap between the floor braces. If somebody's moving through quickly, they may not pay attention to that and set that off. This can be a handy way to keep them out of sight. You're not even really going to notice it with a drone if you're rolling over the top of one. One other interesting technique you can use is you can actually put these on the door itself. That way, if an attacker comes through and starts breaking down the barricade, it will detonate the moment the entire wooden structure breaks. The best way, of course, to do this is to set it up very high. Most attackers aren't going to melee the top of the door. They're going to do about the 2/3 below that. So if you place it in those upper few planks of wood, you're probably going to be safe. You might think that the trap would get destroyed once the door shatters, but it doesn't. It goes off immediately as soon as they break through. You can then use this to turn the tables on the attacker once they're stunned and get the kill. The advantage that you get in doing it this way versus placing it to the side or above the door frame on the inside is that they don't have to actually come through the door in order for line of sight to be established. It happens right away. So how do you counter Ela if you're on the attacking team? Well, you've got lots of options available to you. First up is the EMP grenade. When Thatcher tosses one of these in, any concussion mines within the grenade's area of effect will be shorted out and make a very effective counter. Additionally, Twitch can also use her drone to take these out. Just like with any other electronic-based trap, Twitch's taser can take these out with absolutely no problem. The other option you have as an attacker is IQ can see these things. Because they are electronic, they show up on her scanner no problem. Now, we did find an interesting thing. If you have one that sits below a windowsill, you can actually wind up with an angle that even though she can see it, she just cannot get the right angle to shoot it. This has to be done by actually placing it on the floor so it stands up vertically, very close to the base of the window. In a situation like this, IQ knows it's there, but there's really nothing she can do about it unless she breaks the window and throws in a grenade or something. On other windows where it's placed above, you can easily see that if IQ has a line of sight, she can take it out. Using her is going to be a very effective tool for knowing where these are. Between Legion and Ela, IQ has definitely gotten a buff in the amount of usefulness that her gadget brings to detecting these mines. Of course, they can also be shot or taken out with explosives, and one other thing you have to watch out for is that Bandit's batteries will short them out, so even though it's a friendly defensive gadget, if you throw this too close to some shock wire or you toss it on a reinforcement and then Bandit comes and throws a battery on that, it will short it out. But other than that, friendly defensive gadgets really don't interact with it. It won't get blocked by a mute jammer or anything like that. The area of effect that the concussive mine uses doesn't seem to really care too much about what is in its way. Unless you're actually like around a corner, it's still going to get you. So if you're on the other side of a box or a deployable shield, it seems to oftentimes hit you. Sometimes it won't, but sometimes it will. So there's some very inconsistent results there, even if you're behind cover or a deployable shield or something like that. Overall, Ela is a very effective operator. Between her fast speed and her highly accurate SMG, she's effective at quick lightning strikes. In fact, that SMG is so good, I do predict it's probably going to get some kind of a nerf down the road. It's just so
flame is coalescing, this fire's burning bright. I know I'll get burned, but it's alright. It's alright. It's too late to change direction. I'm fixed on her in my mind. Trade sense for sensation this time. Wait to be around you. Break me right now. Oh no, why wait till another day? So what? I can't wait to be around you. I can't wait to be around you. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Laced with poison, her words are laced with lies. Fiction is waiting in her eyes. I can't control this compulsion, like a moth into the flame. The fiery embrace completes my shame. Wait to be around you. Break me right now. Oh no, why wait till another day? So what? I can't wait to be around you. We bathe in this denial, lay bare the secret place for just a little while. Submit to this and rise. Submit to this and rise. Submit to this and rise. Pain unfolding, shine beholding. Don't let go of me. I want to be with you and that's right now anyway. So what? I can't wait to be around you. Break me right now. Oh no, why wait till another day? So what? I can't wait to be around you. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. This flame is coalescing, this fire's burning bright. I know I'll get burned, but it's alright. It's alright. It's too late to change direction. I'm fixed on her in my mind. Trade sense for sensation this time. I want to be with you and that's right now anyway. So what? I wait. Her skin is laced with poison, her words are laced with lies. Fiction is waiting in her eyes. I can't control this compulsion, like a moth into the flame. The fiery embrace completes my shame. Sensation this time. Wait to be around you. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Her skin is laced with poison, her words are laced with lies. Fiction is waiting in her eyes. I can't control this compulsion, like a moth into the flame. The fiery embrace completes my shame.